Welcome back to another episode of Huna's Shed. This is part 6 of Project TZR Wiring Loom. I did manage to get out in the garage yesterday and got to spend a good few hours out here, which I didn't record because I didn't bring the charger for the phone, and I recorded everything on the phone, and it wouldn't have had enough charge to do everything I wanted to do. But I did manage to get a fair amount done, so I'll catch up on that in a minute. I've ordered a replacement ignition because I didn't get an ignition with this one. Well, I did, but it was knackered and I didn't get a key. So I've ordered a new ignition for it, just a cheap horn, just so I can plug it in to test it. It may not be the horn that stays on there, but it's just when I test it. So crack on with that. I've also brought the side panels over as well, so I can see what they look like on the bike and make sure I've got enough space for the loom as well. So part 6, the cabling continues. Right, so this is obviously the side panel on. It's like this because I've been sanding it down ready to respray, because it was this horrible green colour and I don't like that colour. So I was sanding it back, smoothing it out, ready to paint it. So I'll have to do another video for that. But yeah, there's a few hours spent with sandpaper and that one wet and dry. Take that off, and yeah, so I managed to get a few more bits done, tidied it up a bit, chased a few more cables. So it's still looking a bit of a mess at that end, but hopefully get that sorted out. So yeah, just more of the same really. Now what I've been doing, let me just put the body panel down, is I've just been connecting these up, and I've been heat shrinking the ends, but I've been using, these came in a pack and they're that long. They're quite long, and I think that those tails really are a bit too long. But like I said, I've left extra cable so I can cut it down. So I'm going to cut those off, put the new connectors on, but just leave a short amount of, I don't need all of that. So I bought it in a long reel, so I can just cut it off to the length that I want. And hopefully that should make it easier to fit everything that I need to fit in this tray. So there we go. That's the thing for today. Right, now when it comes to these spade type connectors, I have tried soldering. I've got some ones for solder, and I've tried soldering them, and they always fail. Always fail. I don't seem to have that. Joining two cables together, soldering that, and then heat shrinking it, no problem. That seems to work, but I cannot get soldering these. So what I do is, for these connectors that go in the fuse box, obviously before I had these long tails on it with the heat shrink, so I've bought it in lengths, so 2 short lengths, one smaller than the other. Put those on first. I've lost count the amount of times that I've made the connection and then realised I haven't put the heat shrink over it. Stick it on the end, and I do have a set of a good set of these crimpers, and a lot of people say that they prefer to solder than to crimp, and I have used the cheap, like the cheap, like the scissor affair that comes with most crimping kits, and I have never got on with that. But this tool I get on with, and it forms a good tight, I mean, they ain't coming off for love nor money. And then the thick heat shrink fits over the end, and then the thinner bit, because that piece of heat shrink won't shrink down to the same size as this cable. So, and then it's just a case of heating it up, and we get a flame that's not a flamethrower. There we go. So, there it goes. Probably not the best heat shrinking technique in the world, and probably not even getting half of it on camera, but there we go. And then that gives you quite a nice tidy connection. Yeah, that looks quite smart. Right, so a good few hours later, I got a bit carried away. Everything tidied up, slotted in, loom running down the length of the bike, battery, over here for the oil sender, and I've taped that. I haven't connected it up. I have made some connections, but not all of them, because I don't want to put it in myself where I've got to connect it, and then find out I've got to take the loom out. So if I solder these in permanently, I just put some extra links in there. If I solder these on permanently, I can't take the loom out without taking that bottle out. So just taping them up. So I've done that there and here. So I'm working out where the cables go, and then I'm just taping them together through the loom. So here as well. And then obviously they're just draping over the front. Right, so this is the headlight unit, and I've got the H4 connector and the bulb that obviously fit in there, and this is the parking light or ancillary light. Now the one that came out of it, the bulb, you couldn't pull out of this hole. You have to drop it out from inside there, and this was the connector, and that doesn't actually fit that in any way, size, shape or form. And when I took it off, as you can see there, well, you can't see, but the negative has come off, and the bulb basically just disintegrated. So I'm now without one of those. I could order one, but what we've got here, this is the old ignition. These are the old ignition lights from Perry's bike, from the GSX. When I fitted the new clock, I didn't need any of these warning lights. So this is a 12-volt bulb, and that fits in there quite nicely, like that. So I think that's that problem solved. Result: recycling. Use what you have. I'm not going to buy one when I can use that. Fantastic. Right, so here we are at the end of the day. Everything wired in there. As I said, all taped up. So I know which wires I've got to join to what, but they're not actually joined, as you can see. Yeah, same up here. Not actually joined. They're just taped together. Because I still need to be able to pull well, this bit here, you can't actually see it, but you can see on this side there's a hole here and a hole here. Well, you can't see it actually because the light's crap. And the wiring loom at the moment goes underneath this bar, but it does need to go in here and out there, or at least over this bar. So I have got to be able to re-thread it. So I haven't soldered anything up permanently to the loom because I need to still pull it apart. But I'm working my way forward onto the light. So I've got that in. I've got the parking light in. Again, all taped up. I'm putting in. I bought some of these just, I don't know, warning light, idiot lights, whatever they are. There's the high beam. There's a neutral one around here. Here it is. One for the neutral. Sorry, that's oil. I think that one is. There's another one around. There's an orange one around here somewhere. Again, taped up. So yeah, moving forward, I have been able to cut down some of the wiring down here as well. So there we are. That's the progress for today. Did manage to get quite a lot done today, and it is, I think it's about 8 hours. And when you look at it, you think, as I said in the last video, you look at it and think, bloody hell, is that all it doesn't look a lot, but that is 8 hours, I think that is in there at the moment. Not a lot of video for 8 hours, but it's pretty much the same as you've already seen. Running cables, crimp, the solder joints, it's all the stuff that I've done before, so there's not a lot of point in video in it, just showing you the updates. But it's going well. I'm enjoying it, which is kind of surprising. I thought this would be a bit of a headache, but it kind of makes sense, like I said, if you take each individual circuit out of the diagram and then just work on each individual circuit. But the real test is going to be when I put the battery on it and switch it all on, whether it goes zzz, or whether everything works as it should. Hopefully it will work as it should, but there we go. But it's getting late, it's nearly 10 o'clock now. I hadn't realised what time it is. So I'm going to sign off. I might get a few hours in here tomorrow, but I doubt it. But if I do, bonus, then I should just carry on with the wiring. Once I've got all this up and sorted out, and then I will have to carry on with the engine casing. But I'm not really looking forward to that, because as I said, I've been doing the engine casings for so long that I'm sick of the sight of them. But on the plus side, I have got another engine, the one that you see, there's a video in here, the one that you see in there that actually seized for a bit. I've actually got that as a running engine. So getting this finished super urgent is not a massive problem, because I can use the other engine. The other engine is actually the engine that goes in that bike. So it's not too much of a hardship. I will have a running engine to use on it once I get everything up, and then I can just carry on rebuilding this one at my leisure. Yeah, so I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Take it easy, ride safe. It is cold, it is nasty. There's plenty of diesel, there's plenty of leaves and everything else out on the roads. So ride safe, and I'll see you on the next episode of Who Knows Shed.